Hello everyone, welcome to another Magic Online video. I am Brian Braun-Duin, or BBD, and I'm going to be battling in a Legacy Daily. Today I'm playing Blue-White-Red, or Jeskai. Don't really have a name for this deck, because there's like Jeskai, Stoneblade, Jeskai Delver, Miracles, etc. But this deck is kind of different than all three. I guess you can say it's Stoneblade, but there's only two Stoneforges, so it's more of a young Pyromancer deck. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this deck. I've been working on it for a while. This is kind of where I've been moving to, and I really like this build a lot, although I'm sure that there are ways it can be made better. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the cards in this deck. So to start things off, this deck is built around Young Pyromancer. I think Young Pyromancer is the best creature in Legacy, just by a long shot. Actually, I don't think it's actually particularly close. I think Young Pyromancer is the best creature. So I wanted this deck to utilize Pyromancer as best as possible. So we have Probes, Brainstorms, and Ponders, Spell Pierce, Pyroblast, Bolts, and Plow. Lots of 1-mana spells to use with Young Pyromancer. And these are really here just to make Pyromancer as good as it can possibly be. Then to go with that, we have 4 Treasure Cruise, which I had Dig Through Time in originally, but it was worse than Cruise. Sometimes double blue. One is less than 2. That's an easy way to put it. I know it feels like Dig should be better, and in fact, Dig is actually a better card than Treasure Cruise. If you're casting it, Treasure Cruise is just easier to cast and was relevant more often. And also, we only have 19 lands. We have a lot of cheap spells. A lot of our spells do the same thing. So drawing 3 is sometimes as good as the best 2 in your top 7. Maybe even better sometimes. So Treasure Cruise over Dig. I've toyed with a 5th copy. I've toyed with 1 Dig in the deck, and I was flooding on the card too much. So I really like 4 Cruise. I know it's pretty stock at this point for decks to play 4 Treasure Cruise, but I actually really like those numbers a lot through testing. So usually that's not always the case, but it is for this deck. Couple of Pyroblast, because blue is just so popular right now that main decking Pyroblast is actually legitimate. You can also fire off Pyroblast just on like a land or something if your opponent's playing like Death and Taxes, just to get your Treasure Cruise bigger. So you can just still cast it on nothing, which is sometimes relevant. I've done it a few times against like Burn or whatever. And we have Blue Blast on the board as well, but these should actually be Hydroblast for the same reason as Pyroblast. But Blue Blast is what I have on Magic Online, so that's what I'm playing. To go along with that note, we're playing Misties instead of Scaldings. These should probably just be Scalding Tarns. It doesn't matter that much, but I don't have Tarns on mode. I just have Misty Rainforest, so that's why I'm playing those. Couple of Jaces. Jace actually goes really well with Pyromancer, because you can use Jace. You use Pyromancer to really exhaust their resources, and then Jace hammers it home afterwards. And then we have a small Stoneforge package. I think Stoneforge got a little bit. Stoneforge is still really good, but everyone's playing so much removal now. But I do like still Stoneforge for Batterskull as another way to win with this deck. So we have Pyromancer, we have Stoneforge for Skull, and we have Jace as 3 strong ways to win the game. So it's hard for your opponent to really lock you out of winning in any particular way. And then let's go ahead and look at the sideboard here. We have 3 Flusters, 2 Blue Blasts. Blue Blast is because Young Pyromancer is so good, all the blue-red decks right now. An Electrickery also for Pyromancer, a Verdict. Verdict and the main deck Council's Judgment, I hate both of these cards, but True Name is a huge problem for the deck. So I wanted a main deck way to deal with True Name Nemesis and a sideboard way to deal with it as well. So that's the reason for those 2 cards. Verdict also comes in against like Elves and things like that as well. This is a Wear Tear right here. Really good card. You never really want too many of them, but it's always good to have. I always want 1 in these kinds of decks. Couple of clicks for the combo decks, etc. Another Pyroblast just to hedge against blue decks. And then we have a complete Stoneforge package in the board, which this is something I've done in Miracles a lot, and I'm doing it here too, where I don't always want... Stoneforge is not always what you want in your main deck against everyone, and same with like Jit and stuff. I actually don't think Jit's that good in general, but I do like the Stoneforge package in the sideboard where you can get Fire and Ice against the decks where that's good, another card against True Name, you can get Jit in matchups where that's good, and you can bring in the full Stoneforge package in matchups where you really want everything. So a lot of options there, but yeah, I really like this deck a lot. I've been playing a lot with it. I might play this at the GP this weekend. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do like where this is going, and hopefully you'll get to see some of that in the video today. So stay tuned. Round 1 is coming up very shortly.